I manifested $100,000 before I turned 25, when the year prior to that, I was only making $500 a month from my full-time job. So in today's video, I want to show you exactly what I did to go from making $500 a month to making $10,000 the very next month in 30 days, and then making well over $100,000 in 1 year. And what you can do right now today. So when 2026 rolls around, you're already making money and you're well on your way to make your first $100,000. Now, the first thing that I did before I ever even started a business, got a job, thinking about getting a promotion, getting a raise, was getting into the mindset of someone that is already making $100,000. Before I made that money, I had a very small employee mindset. I was only making, once again, $500 a month, and everybody around me was working 9-to-5 jobs. I was raised in a household where my parents always told me that, get the job, get a good career, save your money, X, Y, and Z. So of course, I always saw $100,000 as like a faraway goal, but nothing that I could actually achieve because I was not taking myself seriously. So I did 4 things to get my mindset straight to become somebody that $100,000 was easy for her. So the first thing that I did was set healthy habits. Habits create consistency. One of the biggest reasons why someone cannot make that money is because they're not consistent with their actions. So I took all my bad habits of scrolling all day on social media, watching TV instead of learning, and I replaced that with healthy habits. So instead of scrolling right when I woke up in the morning, I replaced that with meditating for 20 minutes to really visualize my dream life. Instead of watching TV every single time that I was done with work or job, anything, I would replace that by listening to podcast shows to actually learn about wealth and about money. Number 2, routines. Routines create discipline, and I have the best morning and nighttime routine to really prime myself and get myself into a state of wealth and abundance. Once again, prior to that, I would just wake up in the morning, look at my phone, go get breakfast, talk and gossip with my friends. I never took time to actually ground myself first. So every morning you want to take at least half an hour to meditate, journal, do your affirmations, gratitudes, truly do this with intention and get into the state of I'm already somebody that makes $100,000 and it's so easy and effortless for me to do so. And then I also have a nighttime routine. Prior to that, once again, I would scroll my phone until I would fall asleep. Now I spend a few minutes reflecting on how my day went. I look at what I want to do tomorrow, so that way I know exactly what is going on. And then I'll usually read or meditate again, just to once again slow down myself and make sure I have a really well-rested sleep. So when I wake up in the morning, I feel productive to actually get things done. Number 3 is thinking. Every single time I made a decision or I wanted something, my mind would go crazy. It would go on automatic negative thought loops, and I would basically talk myself out of doing something. You want to friend your inner voice and you want to tell it, hey, we are on the road now of making $100,000. There's no if, ands, or buts. It is already done, because if somebody else can do it, I can do it too. You want to make sure that your inner talk track is in alignment with what you want. If it's not aligned, it does not matter how much action that you take, you will always feel like you are stuck at the same place. And once again, trust me on this, because coming from somebody who had so many negative thoughts for years, this blocked me a lot when it came to my success. Number 4 is your belief system. Your circumstances do not matter, and you can manifest instantly. Because once again, I had all of the beliefs on why I couldn't do it. I was conditioned to believe that making money was really hard to do. I was conditioned to believe that females just have it hard to get. That's the guy's job, is to make money. I was conditioned to believe that because I'm a different race, because I'm younger, people aren't going to take me seriously. I had all of the reasons why I could not make $100,000. But you have to shift and change those beliefs, because if you are trying to create from once again a state of lack, it does not matter what you try to do when it comes to actions, it's still not going to align for you. So after I got my mindset right, I already knew that I was going to make $100,000. The second thing that I did was I opened up the avenues to actually attract that to me. Now, I didn't know how I was going to make that money, but one thing that I did really love was social media. So I started just by posting content online. I would share my story. I would share different resources people can use to increase their confidence, set goals, get better in their life, make changes. And all of a sudden, people start to reach out to me, asking for help on how to build a brand on social media. And that's how I started my business. But for you, what you want to do is you want to set aside 30 minutes an hour just to brainstorm all of the different avenues of how you can create money and how you can attract that money into your life. This can be building a business. This can be creating content. This can be becoming a contractor. This can be becoming a graphic designer. Maybe you love to do hair. Maybe you want to become a makeup artist. Write down every single thing. Now, the key here is you do not need to know the how. You don't need to know exactly the direct path and how you're going to make $100,000 because there are so many different ways to do it. But the most important thing right now in this step is when you make that list and you look at all of the different ways that you can make money, because trust me, there's like 101 ways to make money. I want you to look at that list and pick one of those things that feel the most aligned and excited for you and take action on that thing. Every single day, take one action towards that goal. And I want you to take it seriously because once again, for me, I did not know how that money was going to come to me. I was just excited to post on social media. I was excited to learn the game of marketing, of branding. And once again, all of a sudden, people started to reach out to me. The pathway of how you're going to make money, you do not need to know. But what you do need to do is you need to take aligned action in order to actually, once again, open up that pathway and that door to attract it to you. Now, the third thing that you are going to do right now to make $100,000 next year is normalize $100,000. Because I used to think that was out of reach. I honestly looked at $100,000 as like multi-millions. I thought that was something that only rich people, lucky people are able to have in their life. I never actually thought it was possible for me. But of course, if you place something that high on a pedestal, you actually cannot believe it in your body, your heart, and your mind that it's actually possible for you to get. So you want to normalize that number. Now, what I did was I took my journal and I wrote out 100 different ways of how I would use $100,000 if I was making that money. Now, by the time I got done writing the 100 different ways of what I would do, it was normalized. Like for me in my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, $100,000, it's not even that much money. There is so much I can do with it, but I can make so much more. So this practice is to really show you that A, you're not just getting that money to hoard and save, but you're using that money to create a better lifestyle. And on top of that exercise, I started to listen to podcast shows, watch videos of people that weren't just making $100,000, but people that were making multi-millions. Because when you're around that type of talk track, when you're around that type of mindset, when people are making that literally in one single day, your mind expands and it actually becomes possible for you. Number 4 is create a visual showcasing your $100,000 lifestyle. Every single year, I make a vision board, and this vision board doesn't just tell me, oh, these are like cute things that you can manifest, and this is like a lifestyle you could potentially have. This is my lifestyle now. So I put things on there that I want to look at every single day that will remind me that this isn't something that's far away in the future. This is me right now. And you can create this vision board and kind of have like a wallpaper on your phone. You can create like a physical board that I have back here. This is my vision board. But the entire point of creating this is you looking at it and seeing it every single day. One thing that I did early on when I was trying to make $100,000 that didn't work in my favor was I forgot about that exciting feeling of actually bringing that into my reality. It kind of became more of a chore of me to do all of these different things and exercises and routines and habits. But when you can visually see your life, you can be it every single day. Emotion is what actually creates change in your life. So when you look at your vision, that creates that strong emotion for you to take action, for you to follow through, for you to actually know this is not a dream that you're going to ponder out all day, every single day. This is something that is actually possible for you. Now, with all of the 4 actions that I shared, number 5 was the thing that really allowed me to jump fast. This was the book that I read that got me from making $500 in 1 month to jumping to $10,000 in 30 days the very next month. So the 5th thing that you want to do right now, literally right now in this moment, is get this book and read it. A Happy Pocket Full of Money by David Gakandi. This book will truly alter, brainwash your mind into actually believing and knowing $100,000, it's already done for you. You do not even need to try. Like, you don't need to force yourself into making $100,000. It is already there for you, and it is already possible for you. Now, this is how you want to read this book, because there's a lot of big concepts about quantum physics, wealth, manifestation, neuroscience. So you want to read it all the way through one time, and then you want to read it again and take notes, underline, take action, because there's specific things in this book that you want to do that is going to change your mindset. And once again, if there's one thing that you do from this video, is grab this book and read it. I did all 5 of these things daily, and I made $10,000, and then I started to make $20,000. And before I knew it, I had $100,000 cash in my bank account. So if you do all of these things next year, you're probably gonna have your first $100,000 or even multi 6 figures. If you haven't watched this video, make sure to watch it next. I love you so much. And until next time, make sure that you stay unforgettable.